If you're struggling with your backhand dinks, maybe you're popping them up or you're hitting them into the net, there's a good chance that you can solve that just by changing one step. Let's get into it. So I recently had the chance to play with Tony Roig, who is a senior pro. He's a pro pickleball coach. He's a coach to Dylan Frazier, who's one of the top pro pickleball players in the world. Tony's also the host of Pickleball Therapy podcast. He's at Into Pickle. I mean, he's just one of the top minds in pickleball. And when we were playing, he noticed something that I was doing wrong with my backhand dinks, and it actually unlocked a lot for me. And I noticed a lot of people doing it at the recreational level. Let's take a look at what that was.
8, 9, 10.
Nice.
One thing I would suggest there, Adam,
Yeah.
is you're stepping over with your right foot
Yeah.
on those dinks. The more you can stay open, the better. Right?
Okay, so
If
just
you can-
move.
Correct.
How would you recommend?
Just staying open. So basically, instead of crossing over to hit that dink, if you can keep your body open and hit the dink, right, you want to have much to recover. If you
So
watch
instead
bend and
of-
stuff, yep, good.
So instead of doing
Correct.
this, it's better to just take one step.
Correct. Or even there, I don't think you need to take a step because the balls were literally here, and I'll show it on the video. We'll replay it, but basically the balls are coming into you, and you're crossing here.
Yep.
When all you have to do is do this.
Yeah. It's so much easier.
Awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So when you're dinking at the net, there are two different shortcuts you can use to improve your overall mechanics, and this can help you improve your overall shots. The first is your first step and what foot you're using to take that step. The second is your shoulders and where you're pointing your shoulders. So first step, in this case, I was stepping with my dominant foot, which leads to a host of problems. The first problem is I'm off balance. So I'm already feeling off balance like this. I'm not really grounded that well, and being off balance is going to lead to a host of other problems. The second issue is, in this case, I'm relying more on my wrist, I'm relying more on my arm, and when you're dinking, you need to be relying more on your shoulder. So those two things alone are going to lead to a lot of issues. Another issue is whenever you're like this, you're leaving a lot of space open for your opponents to work with. That's a lot of opportunity for them to put the ball away. There's another issue with this. It's going to be harder to get back into position in case that ball comes back to you quickly. So what should you do instead? Well, first of all, you want to focus on keeping your body, your shoulders open to your opponents. You want to focus on keeping the ball out front, and you want to focus on better lateral movement. So what that looks like is a shuffle step, just like this. Just easy shuffle steps, or maybe just one step, like this. Or if you don't have to step, don't take that step. A good thing to focus on with your dinks is to minimize the noise and just your overall movement of your body, especially right before contact and when you're making contact. When you look at the pros, you'll notice maybe they do move a lot, but they're not moving when they're making contact with the ball. Another quick tip on lateral movement. This is more of a case with taller people. This was a case for me, but keeping your feet about shoulder width apart. You don't want to be too wide that taking a step is just throwing you completely off and locking you up. You want to stay in a good athletic stance. That way you can move quickly and you can make that first step a little bit easier. So I hope that was helpful. I know it was super helpful for me. Huge shout out to Tony Roig for his help. Definitely go check out all the stuff that he's doing out in the pickleball world. I'll link to all of it in the description below. And be sure to stay tuned for the next video where we're going to be talking about the underrated skill of unpredictability. We'll see you next time.
As a special thank you for watching until the end, I'd like to give you a free gift. It's called The Path to Better Pickleball. This is a 30-day challenge focused on the 10 important skills that every player needs to know. After signing up, you get a free downloadable skills guide and 10 step-by-step videos sent straight to your inbox every few days. Over 10,000 players have joined, and I've gotten some really great feedback on how it's helping them improve. If you'd like to join, just click the link in the description.